Right. And then do you also see, I mean, what I see really in many people I know is if they stick at something too long, they actually start to get sick.
Oh,
then
right.
then it's somaticized, now it's in their body, and
right.
they kind of can't ignore it anymore.
Well, the body is the last voice of the soul. So in other words, if you've had all these other nudges
Once
and
it
you
gets
haven't
to that,
paid
it's
attention,
bad.
the body finally speaks up for the soul and says, I can't get you out of that situation any other way, so I'm going to give you this diagnosis over here of
right.
cancer or whatever,
right.
and that's going to force you then to make different choices in your life.
Yes.
And we have to, that's if we pay attention to our gut feeling and our dreams before we don't have to go to that level.
Right. So do you teach also meditation or meditation techniques with your group that you're working with?
I do it in my workshops and in my webinars, and you know, I've been meditating for 30 years and I've studied a lot of different approaches, so I can really help people figure out a kind that works for them and how to go about doing it. I don't consider myself a spiritual teacher, but I consider myself someone who uses meditation to open intuition.
Yes.
So I love teaching that to people.
Yeah, because it's the greatest gift you can teach them, to connect with themselves. So I do want to talk about your book, which I loved. It's called I See Your Dream Job, and I read it in a night, and I did cry through most of it, and it was very beautiful, and it's a wonderful story really about you, because then the information becomes much more real, I know, to me, if I know some of your story, and I related to your story, as I'm sure a lot of people do, where certainly growing up in the 50s, we were really kind of shut down, and I think a lot of fear from our parents, and having just lived through World War II and just terrible things that were happening on our planet kind of got passed to us. And then many of us are waking up and going, oh, that's not really who we are, who our parents told us we are, and reclaiming that. And of course, you know, I have a pretty outrageous path, so I enjoyed reading about it.
And Cindy, the reason I wrote the book was that I wanted to give everybody a very practical, step-by-step approach.
It is very practical.
You know, so anyone who...
It's not woo-woo at all.
So anybody who works at a big corporate company who's unhappy can literally pick up the book and go through these steps, and by the end of the book really see a new vision for their life.
Which they could take or not take.
Exactly right.
Whatever they like. And how do we get your book? Can we get it on your website?
They can get it at any bookstore, any local bookstore or chain bookstore, as well as Amazon.
Okay. And I See Your Dream Job. It's such a wonderful name. And there it is, right through the door. I see the clouds. Now, we can find you at careerintuitivecoach.com, correct?
Well, actually, I prefer careerintuitive.com.
Okay, careerintuitive.com.
That's right.
And you'll have to spell intuitive right.
That's
it's hard
right.
to spell, but it's good to learn, because maybe then you'll use it if you know what it is.
That's true. And they can also go, if they can't remember that, they can go to iseeyourdreamjob.com, because I also own that website, and that will hook them into all my other websites and everything.
Very good. Because like a wonderful priestess entrepreneur, you've covered a lot of bases to make sure that people can find you.
Right.
Because this is sometimes a problem with women in business, is they're hiding out with their business. And so nobody really knows what they're doing or how to find them. So I love how much you're putting yourself out there. And next weekend, May 1st, Sue and I both, with some other fabulous women, Tama Keeves and Joan King, and the woman from Texas. I think it's Lisa Henley Smith, funny person. We're all going to be at Dynamite Divas, and that is, Sue's going to be speaking there, I'm going to be speaking there. That's at the Aloft Hotel in Broomfield, May 1st, all day, 10 to 4. What time will you be speaking?
I am speaking around, I think, 11 o'clock in the morning.
So somewhere a little before lunch.
And if they come to hear me talk, I'm going to give some free career readings to people in the audience.
Oh, great. We love that.
So if they just come and hear me talk, I'll ask for a few birth dates and do some quick mini readings for people. And that's always very helpful to people.
Oh, yeah, because when you see it, you know, actually
different
right in
way.
front of you, you're like, okay, can't really avoid that. I can already see a lot of faces blushing, and you better have your tissues out.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much. This is my favorite thing to talk about. Anytime we talk about empowering people and helping them to trust their intuition and follow their dreams. I mean, that is the story of the Priestess Entrepreneur.
Well, thank you so much. Such a
you.
pleasure to talk to you.
Great. I mean, another soul sister found on the
That's
planet,
right.
and we need each other, and we do. So if you'd like to learn more about what it is to be a priestess entrepreneur, or if you think you might be a priestess entrepreneur yourself, you might want to pick up my book, Priestess Entrepreneur: Success is an Inside Job. And of course, in this book, just like a lot of the information in many healers' books, it's about connecting with yourself. And so as much information you can get on that so you can practice doing it, that's important. You can get my book at practicalpriestess.com or priestesstv.com. Thank you so much for joining us today on Priestess Entrepreneur Kitchen Table Conversations. This is your host, Cindy Morris, for Boulder Valley Media Alliance Channel 22. Thank you.